In this video, I'm going to show you how to fix quadratus lumborum pain for good. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Dr. Rowe coming to you from SpineCare in St. Joseph, Michigan. In this video, we're going to focus on getting quick and long-lasting pain relief for the quadratus lumborum, commonly known as the QL muscle. If you're unfamiliar with it, it's a muscle that originates at the top of the pelvis, connects to the side of the lumbar spine, the lower back, and attaches at your bottom rib. When this muscle becomes inflamed, tight, and achy, you can get a lot of one-sided, deep lower back pain that runs through the pelvis, even into the hips. So to make getting relief easy, I'm going to break this video up into 3 separate parts. We're going to focus on knocking out muscle tightness with an easy self-massage, then actively lengthening the muscle and then strengthening it to hopefully get rid of that pain for good. As a bonus, all of these exercises can be done at home and you may find give quick pain relief even within 30 seconds. So with that being said, let's get rid of that QL muscle pain for good right now. So in the first part, we're going to focus on releasing a lot of muscle tightness in that quadratus lumborum. For this one, we just need something round and soft. A tennis ball works perfectly. You can also use a lacrosse ball or a racket ball. So what I'm going to do is start off lying flat on my back on a floor. Whatever side that you're having pain, let's say it's my right side, what I'm going to do is put this over the QL muscle. And to find it, what you want to do is pretty much go right above the hip, off to the side of the spine. Don't put this over the spine right here, it can cause irritation, and then right below the rib cage. You can just take your tennis ball and just kind of press in that area too. Once you find the spot that just feels pinpoint and tight, what you're going to do is then roll up on that painful side, just like this. If that muscle is pretty painful, even a slight amount of pressure is going to cause a really deep massage in there. So you can control this by rolling up on it and then lifting your hips up and down. So what I would do is press into that muscle just until you find that comfortable amount of self-massage. Once you feel that, what you want to do is use your body to roll forward a couple times. Do this for about 10 seconds, relax, and then repeat this a couple more times. And with each repetition, press into it just a little bit more to target that muscle. You can also go up and down, do circular motions, really explore the area. And then after that, you can just move the ball over different spots as needed. If you want to take this one to the next level, let's focus on activating that quadratus lumborum muscle. So what I'm going to do is roll over, press down with my hip as much as I can, and then I'm going to lift my chest upward. What we're focusing on doing is trying to take the bottom of the ribs here away from the hip by coming up like this, and you'll feel a deep activation of that QL muscle. So again, you can do rolling motions in there to help massage that out just a little bit more. If you want to take this one to even the next level, let's throw in some dynamic movement in there to really focus on activating that quadratus lumborum. So what I'm going to do is roll over, press down, lift up like this, and then I'm going to take my leg up like this, almost like a knee to the chest. You'll feel that muscle start to activate. We're going to hold this for about a second or two, and then we're going to straighten our leg and then turn our foot inward and try to reach away from our body as much as we can with our toes. Hold this for a couple seconds, and then you're just going to repeat this process. Essentially what we're doing is flossing the muscle. And it usually feels really, really good. But try to do this for about 10 to 15 repetitions. Relax. If you feel like you need another set or two, throw some in. But afterwards, just switch the ball over different spots and target any achiness that needs it. And from there, you can switch to the other side and repeat. So in this part, we're going to focus on lengthening the quadratus lumborum, knock out a lot of muscle tightness, and hopefully get some quick pain relief. This first exercise is known as the 90-90 QL opener. It gets its name because we're going to have one leg straight in front of us, knee bent at 90 degrees. The other leg is going to be off to the side, knee also bent at 90 degrees. Whatever side that you're having pain is going to be this back side. So in this case, I'd have a lot of left-sided quadratus lumborum pain. To get into position, we want to have as much good upright posture as possible. Take this back hip here and press it down towards the floor as much as you can during this exercise. So once we're in position, I'm going to take the arm on the painful side, straighten my elbow, and then reach over towards the non-painful side. So my left arm is reaching over towards the right as much as I can. The goal is to stretch these bottom ribs right here away from the hip as much as possible. That will help activate that quadratus lumborum muscle. And you know you're doing it right because you're going to feel a deep stretch on the one side of the lower back right here into that hip. Once you feel that, hold this one comfortably for about 30 seconds. You're just going to relax, and then you can repeat this one up to 5 times. And with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. If you want to take this one to the next level, what we can do is then rotate our chest downward towards the floor as we do this. You'll feel a much deeper activation of that QL muscle. Again, a 30-second hold, just relax, and then try to build into it for about 3 to 5 repetitions. And then from there, I do recommend doing it on both sides to keep everything in balance. So here's a really good one that you can do throughout the day to really help keep the QL muscle nice and loose. It's known as the Ballerina. I'm going to start standing with very good upright posture. Whatever side that you're having pain, let's say it's my right side, I'm going to take the painful side's leg, put it over the non-painful side. My feet and my toes are going to be pointed straight ahead. From there, I'm going to take the hand on the non-painful side, put it on that side's hip. So in this case, my left hand is on my left hip. I'm going to take the painful side's arm, bend my elbow at 90 degrees, put it overhead. So for obvious reasons, it looks like a ballerina. The movement from here is pretty easy. What I'm going to do is drive my hip towards the painful side right here while leaning through my waist towards the non-painful side. When you do this, you're going to feel a deep stretch forming on that painful side. What we want to focus on doing is opening up that area from the bottom of the rib cage going into the lower back into the hip. So tilt as much as you can until you start to feel that. It usually feels really, really good. I try to hold this one for about 30 seconds. I just relax, and then I can repeat this one up to 5 times. And with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. And again, I do recommend doing this on both sides to keep them in balance. So if your goal is to get rid of quadratus lumborum pain for good, your focus needs to be on building strength and stability into that muscle. So out of all 3 of these parts, concentrate on these exercises the most. This first one is known as a hip hiker. It's best done at the edge of a staircase. So every time that you go up and down stairs, throw in a couple reps. It will definitely add up. I'm going to start off by just putting one foot up at the edge of a stair. The other one is going to go off. And you can definitely grab off to the side of the wall right here too if you need a little bit more support or if you have balance issues. So I'm going to keep both of my legs straight at my knees. I'm going to allow one leg to go off to the side of the stair right here. I'm going to put my hand on my hip, and the movement, I'm driving the hip upward towards the ceiling as much as I can. So I'm not really trying to bend my leg at all. All the movement needs to be through the hip, through the pelvis, and lower back, going upward as much as you can. You're really going to feel a ton of muscles start to fire, including the glutes and that quadratus lumborum. I like to hold this one for about 5 seconds. I just relax, and then I repeat this one 10 to 15 times, just nice and slowly. Build into it as much as you can. From there, if you have a little bit more energy, throw in another set or 2. To take this one to the next level, what you can do is not only go up with it like this, but then slowly lower that leg and that foot downward towards the floor. But don't let the foot touch, just let it hover slightly above the floor. You'll feel a lot of muscles on the other side activate, so you kind of get a nice twofer with it. But again, try to do this one for about 10 to 15 repetitions, and then from there, switch to the other side to keep them both in balance. So here's a strengthening exercise fittingly called the butt walk. This one is really going to target the glutes and that quadratus lumborum. I'm going to start seated on a floor. The movement pretty easy. What I want to do is take one glute right here and lift my hip and that glute off the floor as much as we can until you feel those muscles start to fire on that side. From there, we're going to drive our body forward, so kind of like taking our foot forward as much as possible, putting our heel down, and then you're just going to do the same thing on the other side. As you do this, you're going to notice that you're going to start to walk with your butt. But I try to do this one nice and slowly for about 10 to 15 repetitions on both sides. To take this one to the next level, just simply go in reverse. You're going to notice the muscles get hit just a little bit differently. So try to do this, again, for 10 to 15 repetitions in both directions. If you feel like you have a little bit more energy, throw in another set or 2. If the exercises helped, please support the channel by giving this video a like and maybe subscribing too. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.